Hey y'all, what's up? So, I'm sorry, I just got distracted because I was on Twitter and when I just looked at it, it was Calendria, aka Kelly, introducing, I think, Beyonce to come out and speak. And I was listening to their speeches and Kamala just came out of there. Um, they're in Houston right now. Um, so tonight, so I follow people on Twitter, some who I'm friends with and know personally, and some who I developed the camaraderie with because we discuss stuff weekly. I might repost them or they might heart something. I'm gonna say, Twitter, how Twitter works. So some people actually were there tonight in Brooklyn. I was gonna say New York, but the Knicks are playing right now because I was keeping up highlights of that too. And I was all over the place tonight because I was tweeting about I was reposting NBA stuff. I was watching and tweeting SmackDown. I was retweeting Kamala coming to Houston. And then I was talking about how the game on Sunday, and I forgot. Okay. Yeah, so the game on Sunday interferes with Halloween Havoc. So Halloween Havoc starts at 1. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, that's next week. They're talking about Crown Jewel. Okay. So, never mind. Scratch that. Because I was about to say, both the games I watch, I only follow the Packers on NFC, and AFC is the Ravens, and they both play at 1 o'clock. But because of where I live, I don't have an NFL package. I probably only get to catch the Packers playing because they're playing the Jaguars. Even though Baltimore is closer to North Carolina than Jacksonville, they still probably not going to let me see the Cleveland versus Baltimore game. They both start at 1 o'clock. So I had to get updates on Twitter, which sucks. I just know if we lose to the Browns, I'm be pissed because they 1-6. Like, I don't know. So, anyways, SmackDown was really good. Okay. Yeah, I follow someone on Twitter that's saying that they're there tonight, and they were talking about how the ending of SmackDown was awesome, and I think we were towards the middle of it. I think we were watching it. This happened during when Andrade, I think, was fighting Carmelo, and then I was like, so they're pre-taping. Then I had to go on the website. So the website. I forgot Crown Jewel was next Saturday because that's my least favorite PLE. I'm not. That's not a secret. Most of the reason is because of how they treat women over there. That's the main reason. Okay, I don't like it. You can't be, I feel like you can't be a company that wants to move forward and wants to bring awareness of certain stuff and wants to have all this stuff and have opportunities for all these women, and then you're going to women oppressed countries. Like, to me, that does not make sense at all. I don't care how much money they give you. Okay, like if it was another contract renewal situation, time for it to come up, I wouldn't be going there. We'll be going, instead of having Crown Jewel at Saudi, we'll be having Crown Jewel in Australia or something, Germany, France. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be, unless that's a permanent thing. But if it is, gotta get it together. I will be like, all right, we'll have it here. The stipulation is the women can dress like they do in the United States. Like, I don't know. It's other stuff. Like, they probably don't even let women. Some countries over there, they just let women start having driver's license. They don't even want their women to have passed like a middle school education. Like, it's bad for women over there. So that's why I'm not really a fan. And then outside of like one moment, maybe two, Crown Jewel to me feels like it's been the most lackluster. And I've only been watching 2 of them. Like, I watched 2 of the Crown Jewel ones, and then what's the other ones called? What was it, Night of Champions? Right? I think that's in Saudi too. I think Night of Champions might have been more exciting. Which one was the one? It was Night of Champions. I was about to say that was the one where Drew almost won, beat Roman, and then we got Solo. So Night of Champions, which they replaced this year with King of the Ring, was more exciting, I think, than Crown Jewel, because I don't remember Crown Jewel that year. And then I don't think I remember last year either. Like, it's not, like, I could probably, if you say something about every PLE the past 2 years, I can name something that happened at every PLE the past 2 years, but Crown Jewel, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember nothing. Like, that's how I don't remember. I don't even like this water. If you drink a lot of water, yes, you can tell the difference, taste the difference. I don't like that one. That's the one they had at work. So it started out, I thought I was late, because lately I've been coming in at 8:03 and they've been like going in. So I come in as 8:01. Randy, they show Randy. He's walking. He's on his way walking out. They play his music. And then before he goes out, he stops. And whatever he says to Triple H, he says what he says. And then he walks out. And as he's walking out, the people are excited. First of all, his leg, they oil their bodies up. Randy gotta be more than 290 now, okay? His legs look like they 30 pounds each at least. Them things big as hell, okay? Now, women are naturally known to have bigger legs because of fat and muscle. This man, I don't know. And his legs look big when he returned at Survivor Series. They look bigger now. Like, what is your leg lift weight routine? Like, what the hell? What do you leg press? That's crazy. Even though it's been almost a year and it don't seem like it, because something was mentioned earlier today about someone dying that famously that I read on Instagram. And I said, dang, it's been that, like, it didn't seem like it's been that long. It seemed like it was just like a couple months ago. And, hold on. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. It seemed like it was a couple months ago, and it wasn't. It was longer than that. I don't know, but yeah. So he comes out and says what he says. At this point, Triple H took off his glasses like this. Well, Paul, I'm gonna say Paul, because he was in business mode. He took off his glasses and made a face. I said, oh, he pissed. Then they play his music. Before he even gets up out the chair, they play his music. So I don't know who the sound person is. I know it's all scripted, but y'all at least should have waited till the man get up. Like, what if he would have got up and like, nah, I ain't about to do nothing. So then them two go back and forth. Now, what I will say about the promo is that was a really good promo. It was probably the best, or not one of the best promos that Randy has had since he's been back. It's probably the best one he's had. Somehow he deserves to fight KO and stuff like that. And can't get his hands on him. And Paul was like, and I was like, my first thought was like, that's got to be crazy that you was in a faction with someone. And now he's your boss. Like, how crazy is that? You know what I'm saying? That's like, for example, like Bobby being part of the Pride with B-Fab and the Street Profits. And then this man retire and then is creative content creator. Just saying, an example. And now them two don't went solo, but they still, And say Dawkins got a beef with, I don't know, Ciampa, and he goes and asks Bobby permission, and then Bobby comes at him like, no, I don't want you to get hurt. And Dawkins like, just like how Randy was like, I didn't come to talk to Triple H. Like, I ain't come to talk to Bobby. I came to talk to the Almighty. Like, he's like, I ain't come to talk to Paul. I came to talk to Triple H, cerebral assassin. He's like, the one that came to my house and beat the hell out of me with that sledgehammer. And somebody I follow put the clip up, and I retweeted it, and I was like, that was wild. I was like, but I'm here for it. Back in his wrestling days, though, I ain't gonna hold you. I think, what was I? Was I watching something when I said he was like, he had the opportunity to be like a face or something like that, and he didn't want to be? No, yeah, it was Rivals. I think it was Rivals. I think it was Rivals, either him and Stone Cold Rival or him and Rock Rival, because low key they had like a triple threat type rival. If you want to keep it. So I watched all three. So I watched the rival with Rock and Stone Cold, and then I watched the rival with, I think it was Triple H and Stone Cold, and then I watched the rival with Triple H and The Rock, because they were pivotal when I was growing up. And then like alongside them, it was also like Kane, Undertaker, Mick Foley. Then you also had like sprinkled in there was like the Godfather, Booker T, Hurricane Helms, Rikishi, stuff like that. Chris Jericho, the other Chris, we're not gonna say his name, Eddie Guerrero, but like they was always like in some type of PLE or something like that. So I was like, okay, so it was like I'm talking to him, like the guy who will beat the hell out of anybody, like basically beat the hell out of you, ask questions, like don't ask no questions, just go and beat the hell out of you. So I'm like, oh, so yeah, that's what we're talking about. I'm like, he talking about Pete, someone that had the mentality of Pete Dunne. Like Pete, when he was Butch, like a couple times when he was in Brawling Brutes, and they would go like Sheamus and Ridge would go and do something, and he would run to the ring and just steal off and wouldn't ask no questions. The bell ain't even ringing. Like that's what he want. That's what he's looking for. And cause I'm like, you all talking about you don't want to break neck, da 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 da. Like that man ain't worried about that. If he asks for the fight, either one, he weighed out all his options and know this could be career ending, or two, he don't even care. And then he was like, I'm not protecting you from I'm not protecting KO from you. He was like, I'm protecting you from KO. And people was like, it should be the other way around on Twitter. I said, low key though, he ain't wrong. I said, cause, and everything he said was right. He's like, KO really ain't got no friends. He here about the business. He here to come. He here to fight. He'll say you your friend or cool. Once you get in his way, he gonna turn on you. Cause he basically said everybody that he did wrong deserved it except for Kofi. Everyone. And I was like, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so, and he was like, he don't care. They was like, you want it? And they was like, Brooklyn, he wanted it. He was like, all right, we're going to do it at Crown Jewel. I was like, yes. Okay. So then, I don't know what he whispered to him or said to him on the mic. I couldn't hear. And then he walked off, and then they played Randy's music. And I was like, why would they play Randy's music? And Triple H had the last word and walked off. Like, that don't make sense to me, but whatever. Okay. So then after that, Andrade comes out. No. LA Knight comes out, and they plays music. And then Andrade comes out. Carmelo comes out, and it's supposed to be the tiebreaker of a 7. LA Knight is the ref. He's supposed to be impartial. I didn't believe that when they made him the ref. So, they made him ref. The thing was going pretty well. That, what was it, reverse Spanish fly was crazy. Andrade is, I don't know what was the situation when he got let go of the first time. Man, I'm glad he back, boy. Cause he different. And he big as hell. Like, he took off shirt. I was like, he don't seem like that. because Carmelo's pretty muscular too. But I'm like, when he show like, or his wife shows his workout videos and she shows like his back like Raquel, I'm like, that is all like, he ain't got a stitch of fat. He almost like Finn, 0% body fat, but his muscles are bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't even got no muscles. I was about to say, it looked like it. My arms have been shaped like this since I was like 5 years old. But yeah, and then LA Knight was counting. Oh, slow. Excuse me. And then he told Andrade, I think he couldn't like jump out the thing, so Andrade leaped over him like they was doing leapfrog and got Carmelo anyway. Then he was counting. What had me tripped out though is he was counting to 10 and both of them was in the ring. And I was like, why are we counting they in the ring? And then so I think Carmelo accidentally kicked him. And he didn't see what was going on. Carmelo had pinned Andrade the first time, and he didn't see what was going on. And my thought was Andrade was going to win, because I was like, it showed Andrade the win pattern. Andrade, Carmelo, Andrade, Carmelo. So I'm like, if it goes by the pattern, Andrade about to win this. So then Carmelo pins him again. Nothing happens. My eyes are burning. Cigarette smoke, like, it's irking my nerves. The wall, I'm in an old building, and the walls are thin. So anytime someone smokes or something, it seeps through, like, the walls and the vents. And even though there's supposed to be no smoking, they ask you not to smoke in apartments for that reason. And it messes my allergies up. Like, they told me I was allergic to, like, cigarette smoke. Weed and THC smoke, like, I could take. My body doesn't react like that. But something about, I don't know what they put in the cigarettes. My eyes get to burning. The smell messes me up. Anyways, and I don't smoke at all. Neither. Haven't tried neither. Don't have the desire. But, like, yeah, so, hold on now. Yeah, so he pinned both of them twice. And then he leaves and like, hey, like, what's up? LA comes in. LA comes out. I think he slams him on the announcement table. And then he goes into the ring, and Andrade says something to him like, dog, like, what you doing, basically. And he VFTs Andrade. And then he walks off, and they call it a no contest. And I was like, I already knew how that was going to end. First of all. Second of all, the beef between these three is going to forever be. And they had triple threat. Like, it just need to, I don't know. Okay? Like, the beef between these three is something. And I was like, just them three. You put Logan Paul back in it, it's going to be beef. Because I'm like, Carmelo had beef with LA Knight before he became U.S. champion. Then he had beef with Logan for a while because he wanted to be the U.S. champion. Then he had a beef with Andrade. I was like, and if it was for AJ Styles messed his ankle up, that would have been another beef. Then LA Knight and Andrade, Logan had a beef, and I don't know if that's because he wanted to be the win the title or just the beef in general. I was like, and then Andrade and LA Knight gotta be like, that's a 4-way situation. It's a whole situation. That could go on, like, and people saying they're tired of the match. I'm not. Like, that matches are entertaining. And it's basically just like the triple threat I just said. Like, that we have over time, we would get like The Rock and Stone Cold, or we would get like Stone Cold and Triple H, or we would get like Triple H and The Rock. Like, it was intertwined throughout 4 years. But, and they could have did any of that, just like New Day and The Usos, like, we can get, you know what I'm saying? And stuff will happen in between, but it was always come back to, like, that could be a forever thing. That could be his whole career. Like, they could retire, get the Hall of Fame, be like, hey, my first half of my career, I owe it to this person, depending on who's accepted, because they helped put on awesome matches with me year after year after year after year. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. At this point, just give a PLE like a cage match or something, a no DQ match. Let them beat the hell out of each other at this point. Okay? Because as we can. Then, speaking of, this week between Monday and today, I caught some of Tuesday. I didn't catch the whole thing. That's why I didn't make a video. Kalani about to face one of the girls from the Fatal Influence. She don't know who, and it's their choice of how the match is going to be. That's going to be interesting. That match, okay, because y'all know I'm here for the girls. And then the match with Cora J and Roxanne versus Juliana and Stephanie. I can't wait for that match. I feel like Cora J, they trying to build a friendship, but girl, you want that title. Something going to happen. Okay. Ethan, I like the way Ethan and Trick had the little promo. What threw me though is somebody was like, I didn't catch it till I looked at the comments on the video. Somebody was like, it's literally like an angel dressed and a devil dressed. And I said, I didn't even notice that. Good eye. Like, I be so engulfed in what's going on. And y'all know sometimes I look at the style, but when it comes to promos, like, I be so engulfed in what was said. I might glance at the outfits, but I don't really be glancing. Like, if I don't catch them when they first come out into the ring, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Now, if they do a close-up on their face, I will say something about their hair. Okay. I just did my niece's hair. I gotta put up a video. But I'm not like I'm not, yeah. So that, and then Javon, Nathan was talking to Javon about how he was young and this, that, they're laughing and stuff like that. And he was talking about basically like, you too young, I guess you got a skill. Axiom was like, come on, man. Shut his child back. Javon smacked the hell out of Nathan. Nathan got upset. So Wes in the back laughing. And then he's basically taunting him and was like, oh, you young. And then went to say something. He walked off, said I had to hold him back. And then what caught me though was I think it was Soul versus Carmen. Was that Tuesday? And Ashanti in the audience was some girl. And I said, first off, him and his player on NXT has me crying, okay? That's first off. Second of all, I was like, she's so caught up that she done lost the match because she looking at homegirl and he done left homegirl. So I'm like, was he flirting with her first? Because I missed that. Was he flirting with her first? And then that was it? And then, or was like, they go together, like on screen go together, and she mad or something like that. Then they showed the Lioness and Obafemi giving her stuff, and she was talking to two other dudes. I might have seen the whole show, but that's the only parts I remember. And then they had OTM fighting Frank and the Tank, and all I could think about was Frank the Tank from old school. Like, we're gonna go stricken. We're gonna go. They're all coming. We're gonna go. If you have not seen that movie, go watch that movie. It came out like 2003. But that movie with Will Ferrell and Luke Wilson, it's funny. It's like I like all types of comedy. So it's like a slow, mild comedy. It's very much like dry comedy, kind of like what KO had. Because after KO came out later on in the show, all I could think about, Cody came out later on the show. All I could think about was KO was like, he ain't got no adrenaline in his soul when his music came out. But yeah, and then Lola had ended up attacking Jada while she was in there. And I think Frank and the Tank won. And then Lola had them doing the salsa dance or whatever inside the ring. And then I think Homeboy from Chase U is going to fight Ridge Holland. I wasn't in a cage match. I want to say in a cage match. I think. Right? So it's Trick and Ethan. It's the tag team with the girls. It's Kalani and one of Fatal 4. I think it's Uma and Ethan. No, Uma and Tony for a rematch. I think Uba fought what is homeboy name from the family? I think he fought him. And I think that was it. I think that's all I remember. Because I remember I thought Cora and Kalani was going to come out together at one point. Because I was like, well, Cora got on this cute. And then Kalani basically came on with the same thing. But hers was a pantsuit. And Cora looked like hers was a dress. And then they showed the girl that was in them commercials. And then she came out towards the end. And I was like, who is that? Like, I don't know who that is. So I'm still lost. That's all I remember. Then later on this week, I watched the history of Raquel versus Rhea. I don't know what happened between Raw and NXT. But it seemed like one or two things. Either Rhea moveset has gotten faster. Or, so Raquel seems slow currently when she fights her. Or Raquel's moveset's gotten slower. Because when they were fighting each other in NXT, I'm like, they moving basically at the same pace. The last year when they fought, when I was like, I need Bianca versus Rhea versus Raquel, and it was her and Raquel fighting for the title, Raquel was, the match was lackluster because I'm like, Raquel looked like she's second guessing herself with her moveset, and she's moving real slow. Like, she just got in the ring yesterday, and she ain't been doing this for 4 years. Like, so I was confused. Okay. Then what else came on? Then I watched all the people that KO attacked. I watched all the people that KO attacked. Poor Sammy. That boy don't need to be your friend no more. You don't need to be his friend no more, okay? Just call him your brother. And it'd be the one brother in the family that you love, but you don't talk to like that, but you keep over here. Like, let KO be that for you. Because you done got attacked by him 3 times. And then he won't be his feelings when he attack you once. That's just like the people that be in them toxic relationships and they deal with someone that's a serial cheater. And then as soon as they cheat back one time, their feelings won't be hurt. Like, you ain't messed with 1,000 people. That's what KO is like with Sammy with the whole bloodline situation. Because now I'm looking like, betrayed this man 3-4 times. As soon as he do it one time, you mad? Like, what is happening? Okay? So, I think them are the 2 things I watched. Because the tag team match with the Bloodline came on today, WrestleMania 40, versus KO and Cody and Seth. And I was going to go to sleep to that because I was tired, but I didn't watch that. I had to watch something else. And that's not my favorite. I was looking forward to that match, but the match I last watched when I watched WrestleMania 40 last year was the Pride versus Fatal Final Testament. And not just because I knew it was going to be a good match, because every PLE Montez has been in has been great. I don't know where this money's come from, but I'm about to get it because my hands been itching forever. I don't know if it's a contract or if it's a check or whatever it is. I just need it because it's been. But yeah, I mainly watched it also because of Snoop Dogg commentating had me cracking up. So I think I covered NXT, right? Yeah, I didn't even mean to go on a tangent about NXT, but After that, Nia was talking to Tiffany. She was like, basically she got a Naomi problem and she wants to solve that. So Tiffany was like, I could do it. Like, I could greatly do it. And I was like, no. She was like, you was on vacation, you had the sniffles. Like, which not all three of them, all of them look great. Indy, Candice, Nia, and Tiffany look great. And she was like, I got somebody else that's going to take care of her because basically you can't get the job done. And she brought Candice, and Candice came. And I was like, I like seeing them on TV. Like, I miss seeing them on TV. I'm still waiting for that Candice versus Bianca Belair rematch with the full match, not something that's 2 minutes or 30 seconds. Like, I was mad. Like, it's like you give us a taste of something that's good. And it was like, oh, you can't have the rest of this. Like, that match, I know would have cooked. Okay? I'm still mad that it was cut short because y'all tried to do too much. Y'all should have just did the triple threat like I had mentioned, which y'all did the second go around for the King of the Ring thing, but y'all didn't do for, or the IC title thing, but y'all didn't do for the Queen of the Ring thing, which is stupid. So, yeah, so she comes out, and I love the fact that it says Women's Speed Champion. I love she's the inaugural Women's Speed Champion. And you know what? So the contenders on Raw don't get none of them is speed champion, huh? Because is Andrade still the speed champion or he not? I don't watch it on Wednesdays. I don't be on Twitter like that. If it's not something I'm watching that I want to tweet about, I might say a good morning tweet and then turn it off. Or it's not like Sunday when I watch football or my college is doing something. Or wrestling, like, I'm not on Twitter. So, like, that Wednesday at noon, I'm at work anyway. Like, so, I'm not, or I'm on my way driving to work. Yeah, it ended up being Naomi versus Candice LeRae. And I was like, Candice, everybody was like, oh, Candice gear. And I was like, Candice had that gear already. She just ain't been on TV for a while. So, yeah, I don't remember. And I was like, but mind you, her gear looks great. It's like second of all. And I was like, I like Naomi's gear too. Naomi was giving Lisa Frank school supplies gear. But it was cute though. Because I don't think I've seen her in like fully purple. Like she had a Lisa Frank looking one, but it was pink. Now she got one look purple. I like the purple. So, she was in a good. She been in a good amount of matches since she been back. I ain't mad at it though. I think she's been in more matches this year I want to say than Bianca, like on TV. I ain't mad at that either though. But the build up of the tag team, y'all know I'm here for. Because I'm here for the girls. Like I always say, I'm always here for the girls. Being a girly myself. And then I'm here for the tag teams because that's always been my favorite thing since the Attitude Era. So, yeah, they fight. You know, Indy ends up helping Candice. And then I can't remember. Oh, Bailey runs out there and helps Naomi. And then Naomi ended up catching a win, which is funny because I know her and Indy in real life are close and she's like her little sister or whatever. But I was surprised to see that because, not because of that, because I'm like, I don't remember. It's normally Bailey the one that's in trouble. Like, so Naomi comes to her aid. It's rare when it's the other way around. And depending on the circumstances, Stormia's duo comes out and then it ends up being a big three. So, I'm not mad at it. Or if it's like, or if she's not there, if Naomi's not there to help Bailey, Michin comes out. Because when Chelsea and him, I think she ended up coming out with that kendo stick, beating the hell out of everybody. So then Cody Rhodes comes out, and they whoa the first time, you know. Then before he comes out before they do it again, Gunther comes out, still the cleanest production background entrance. He comes out, they give their promos, people are laughing. I'm like, this man's promo. And I was like, I cannot wait, because not only are they comical, but they're hilarious. So he had said something, she said something about the daughter, and I follow Brandy Rhodes on Twitter, and she's like, what'd you say about my daughter? And I said, girl, I don't even know. Like, I missed that whole thing. If he said something about the daughter last week. And I was like, and that's crazy, knowing he got a whole child, a son. But I was like, you need to be in the background SmackDown so you come out like you did AEW. Say, who the hell told you that tonight was open mic night? And just tear him up, okay? I was like, second of all, I was like, one thing Cody will say, I said, he not lying. I said, one thing Gunther will do. I said, one thing about Gunther is, while he was a champion, IC, or the current world champion, he does not do, if it's not involving a match, he don't do the promos and the publicity and all that other stuff like how Bianca does, or like I would say LA might do a little, or like Cody does, or Roman does, like, or even Seth. Like Seth goes to games and stuff like that. Like Gunther don't do that. And Gunther, I will say, even though he's held his title for a lot amount of days, okay, he don't defend his title like that either. Okay? Like last year, we're going to keep it real. Last year, between the SmackDown and the Raw heavyweight world title, the Raw title was defended more. It was Seth over Roman, of course. Okay, and then between the Women's SmackDown and then the Raw Women's World Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship was fought over more because the women was basically Charlotte on him. So, you know what I'm saying? And Rhea only did hers at like PLEs. I don't think she ever did hers I think she might have had one or two matches on Raw. I was like, she's basically a female Roman Reigns. She don't even defend her stuff. Seth defended his every week if he could. I was about to say Bianca too. When it got to EO, she didn't do it as much. And then what is it? Last year the titles were still unified, right? Up until WrestleMania this year. So I would say the Undisputed Tag Team Championships was fought over the women's one, but the women's one was like almost obsolete. We ain't even I don't even remember who was the women's tag team champions. Oh, it was Raquel and Liv, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I would say they did it as a good amount of time, but not a lot. And then between the US and the IC title, what Gunther was, US title was defended more. Like Gunther rarely defended his title either. I think he might have did just like Rhea 2 or Halls in the WrestleMan's PLEs. He don't really do. So when he said, you don't do none of this, like I was in Vegas while you was in your bed, I was in Vegas getting stuff ready for his thing. He was like, you don't basically have the schedule of a champion even though you're a champion. And then Gunther was like, I basically tell him no. And he was like, that's the difference. I was like, listen, if that's true, because we know it's promos, if I'm getting paid the same and you asking me to show up to this, and I have the option not to do it, then I ain't doing it. Depending on where it is, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to spend even more time away from my son to go do something. Yeah, I can get somebody else to do it. Or you can send corporate to do it, somebody from corporate. Second of all, but if I am getting paid more, depending on where it's at, I'm going to do it. Like, I stay on the East Coast. If you tell me to go up and down the East Coast, promo all day, I'm going to do it. You tell me to go to West Coast, I ain't doing it. That's a 5.5 hour, 6 hour flight. I already flew from here to Vegas. It's 5.5 hours from my airport. I think it's another hour from there to LA. So like 6.5 hours, like, and I flew non-stop. I was like, I can't. Not that, but I don't want to go to the airport 2 hours early to go fly 5.5 hours to give a 10-minute speech or something that I could probably pre-record and y'all could shoot a video of, to maybe talk to one or two people or a couple people immediate, to fly back and then maybe have maybe a day. Like, I'll do it every once in a while, but I wouldn't do it all the time. So, but, LJ, get it together. You gonna go to bed. So then DIY comes out and, oh, no. So before that, then Cody was basically like, I'm tired of talking. Punch Gunther in the face. After he do that, Ludwig Kaiser comes out of nowhere. And I was like, was that man standing next to the announcement table? Like, how'd he get down there so fast? If he came out with Gunther, I did not see him at all. I was so enamored by the background and laughing at the fact that Gunther dapped up the little American Nightmare in the front row before he got on the stage. I mean, in the ring, that I was cracking up. I didn't even pay no attention to that. Second of all, okay, and I was like, they just beating him up. Randy came out and helped him. He looked at the belt, gave him the belt, and then, like, was thing holding his throat. Speaking of, I seen some of the shirts there. One is so, Jacob said, I love you, Brooklyn. I love Jacob's style so much. I don't know if him and Cody had the conversation about how that match was going to go, but they was like Jacob had fought in a dark match for the world championship, and he used candlesticks and tables and stuff like that. Y'all know Jacob comes from the underground world of independent scene. Very much cutthroat. Like, to me, in my mind, the ropes are thicker. The in the ring is heavier. It makes a different sound. And when you work sound and stuff in production, stuff you can hear stuff that other people can't hear. I don't even work sound, but I'm close enough to it where it messes with my ear, and I'm up there. Like, all of ours is in one space. So I'm right next to the sound engineer, like, when I put the visuals and stuff up. So, like, my hearing is altered. So, like, when they jump in the ring, it sounds different than when they do WWE. Like, WWE rings, like, MLW rings sound like they ain't had no padding. Like, they just put a sheet over the wood and that was it. But yeah, so then it's money. So then DIY comes out to fight Murder City Machine Guns for the #1 contenders match. And it was like 9:20, and I was like, this is the main event? And I said, no. I said, okay, if this is the main event, my guess is either somebody like Street Profits gonna mess it up, or I was like, and then I said, I forgot all about Monday. I was like, Jay got to get his lick back. I said, so something going to happen with Jay's going to come back. And I was like, it's going to cause a machine gun. Motor City MCMG. Okay, MCMG. Because I keep messing up their name. To win. And I said, I love it and I hate it. Because y'all know I've been advocating for Street Profits for a long time. And I was like, I hate it for the fact that I want them to get gold, even if it's for 2 weeks. Like, I want them to get gold, especially Montez Ford. Like, that man, he's a special person. Okay? And then I was like, but I'm happy that they get it, because that might be one of the stipulations of them coming, like, we can get you tag titles, you've been grinding, you can just come straight up. Also, I'm like, that's another layer for the bloodline, because now you got beef with them. Okay? I don't know how cutthroat they are with the promos and stuff like that when they were on Impact. which Solo has said something about them being on Impact. Nice play on words. I don't remember all that. But I do. So I was looking forward to that match. Match was really good. Ciampa came out. When Ciampa go in beast mode, he's a whole different person. And I was like, now see why Truth mixes him up and calls him Triple H. Because he goes really into assassin type mode. And I was like, we need this type of Ciampa all the time. Like, you be holding back. Okay? And DIY ended up losing. The Bloodline ended up coming out. My song. You know? And now they play his song and just say Bloodline. Like, they ain't even got a Bloodline song. Solo. Say you Solo song. I ain't mad at it because that's my song. But I'm like, dang. Then they show all three the managers. So I said, why is Ava, Nick, and Adam huddled together? So then they had Damage Control, Io and Kyrie, and then they had the Meta Girls, Lash and Jakara, and then they had Piper and Chelsea. Lawan. And then we was talking about how are you playing that game again? Huh? Mommy told you not to play that game again. You get upset every time you play that game. Play something else. Oh, you need to go to bed. Or I'm gonna put you to bed. You get upset. Just that's too much to be having that much passion and crying and wanting to do all that for a game. Like, I understand it, but every time you play it, I'm trying to figure out why you put yourself through that all the time. I'm sorry. And then yeah, so the girls came out and then it was like, oh, we're gonna do a fatal 4-way match. So I'm thinking it's for Crown Jewel, right? They was like, it's next week. So when they run it back, they were like, oh, next week we're going to have Imperium fight Cody and Randy. And I said, okay, that explains why he got his gear on. Because I'm like, I know they're recording for next week. So I'm like, okay, so now I know that they probably have doors open at 5:45. And they shoot this first show from 6 to 8. Then they shoot the second one, or like 6:30 to 8:30. Then they shoot the second one from like 8:30 to 10:30, and then they get out still at a respectable time. Because I'm like, the person I said was like, we're already on the second show. Like, the ending of Raw was epic. So, yeah, so I'm like, okay. So I'm like, Randy and them about to fight. Then they showed the girls fight, and I was like, I thought it was at Saudi, but that's, y'all know, when they announced that, I literally got chills. Like, that is, tag teams is my zhuzh. Okay, it's always been my zhuzh. And then the girls having a tag team is going to be everything. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I was about to say, I don't know who's on main event, but of course I know who's main event now. I thought about it. Those are the only two matches I think that we got. Trying to think of what matches we got. We got champion versus champion. That's 2 matches. And then we got Randy versus KO. That's 3. I don't know of any other matches. Oh, that's another thing I saw this week. I saw Woods roller skating on his Twitter explaining why everything had happened and why, I said he basically trying to explain why he's not the bad guy, but you still the bad guy. Like, I was like, at this point, change this man's music when he come out on Monday, because only heels do Twitter videos and respond to Twitter stuff. Like, low-key, Jade and Bianca could be heels because Bianca always responding to stuff. Rhea, or anti-hero, because you're not really a face either. You're in between. You might as well go ahead, Karrion, Drew, like all of them, KO that made videos. Go ahead and just change your music, dog, because you there. You there. Gonna say you ain't want them. You didn't want Kofi to interfere in LP because they big, even though it was helping R-Truth or something like that. But then I'm like, because he was like, R-Truth was out, he was like, it's 6 of them in the ring. It's like, we get that, but still, you know what I'm saying? So then after they win, you know, Solo comes out, talks, Nick comes out, Nick was like, I'm not about to let you try to fight them. And MCMG was like, oh no, they could fight us. They was like, Nick, we know you for a long time, we could do this. And I said, either because they're doing double taping, they must got hella promos and people interrupting, because you know Raw's there too. So they probably got, you know, Nia coming out with Liv coming out, and then because Liv come out, Rhea comes out, that whole thing, and Raquel comes out, and then Tiffany comes out. That whole situation with the girls, and then you got Gunther, and you got the tag team match, and then you got the fatal 4-way match, and then that's all I could think. And then the issue with like Jay, Jimmy, and Roman. And then whatever else. So after they fight, in the middle of their fight, they wrestling. Jay comes out. No, we see somebody in a hoodie. So I'm like, that's Jay right there. He takes off. Someone's like, this Jimmy. And I said, how do y'all be knowing? Like, but I ain't see the eyes. Jimmy's eyes are a little wider when they cover up. So when they showed, I was like, oh, that is Jimmy. And then he was super kicking Jacob. Yeah, I think it's Tonga. And then I want to say they start beating him up. And I said, oh, Jimmy, you came out there to try to get your lick back and got beat up. And so then OTC come out. The only tribal chief. That's what I call him. The original. I always call him the only. And he comes out, his music playing. I was like, I already knew he was coming. He was going to be there. Because, like I say, I go on the website and check and see, okay, what's the next upcoming dates for certain stuff. And on certain dates, I go SmackDown Raw, they'll have somebody's picture on the front of it. And that's how you know they're going to be there. Like for Brooklyn, they had Roman, and then beside his picture, and then beside it said SmackDown. So I was like, he's going to be there. But I didn't know. But honestly, I didn't think about that until I saw him come out. Like, so much goes on in my week. I was like, I don't be thinking about that. Like, once I get this out of my brain, I don't think about wrestling no more. So, I was, yeah, so he comes out, he super punches Jacob. Jacob falls into the barricade. I forgot what happens to him. He speared somebody, and I forgot what happened. Like, he get beat up or what? And then we see somebody else come out the cut, just standing next to Cole. And I'm like, and I said, okay. I already knew from the eyes. I said, that's Jay. And then he comes out here, I was like, you know who that is? So I was like, main event. So he goes in there, he does his thing, and it causes Mosin Machine Gun to lose the championship. And somebody's like, that's crazy for them to help inadvertently help like a whole nother team get the titles. And I was like, but now Bloodline, I'm going to have probably a situation with them because they're going to want their titles back. One, and I was like, two, so Jay was just out there walking around like pacing. And then he stood still. And then Jimmy came out. And then they looked at each other. And then, you know, the hug and stuff. And I was like, that's what we've been waiting for the whole night. And Roman is just sitting there looking and watching this happen. And I was like, so I was like, it's going to happen eventually. I was like, first of all, Survivor Series me now. Okay? I don't know who's going to be fourth member OTC. We don't know if Jake's going to be Jacob. We're going to turn back. If it's going to be Cody. If it's going to be he make amends with Seth. Him making amends with Seth is going to be probably take longer than him making amends with Jay, to be honest. That could be his next storyline, to be real. Him and Cody, Rock, and then the Rock end up turning on him after that. Like, we don't know, okay? But I'm ready for Survivor Series. Like, the Crown Jewel could do whatever it do. And then, yeah, so them two hugging and embracing. I was like, this man got to stop being stubborn. Like, you got to genuinely apologize. Like, you saying you're proud of somebody is, or like, I'm proud of you, or you want to get something to eat. Like, that's such a nigga thing. And people like Samoans are black adjacent. But, like, you got to apologize. Say, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Because I know in my household, like, growing up, even if my parents were wrong, they wouldn't say, like, they were sorry. Like, my dad would be like, I'll take you to a store, you want something. I'd be like, okay. Like, that's what Roman is giving. Like, looking like, I'm proud of you. That is not no apology. And then talking about some you ain't say I'm sorry. Like, take accountability, okay? Like, I'm just waiting for to see what happens. Now they dapped each other up and stuff like that. So the thing is now, Jay is still main event Jay. You know what I'm saying? He still gotta do his thing. He gonna give his stipulations, whatever. He's still gonna be on Raw. Jimmy's probably gonna be there to help and whatever. But like I said, after what we just had, what was the PLE before? It wasn't Bad Sugar Lane. It used to be like Fast Lane or the other lane or something like that. After that, like, after Money in the Bank, basically, after it was Survivor Series, and it was something else. This time it was Bash. So whatever happens in September was Bash, or beginning of October, whichever PLE they put in that place, because every year it changes up. It was Bad Blood. That's what it was this year. Whatever they want to put in that place. After that, it's like, to hell with the draft. The draft only lasts like 5 months to keep for real. Because like 4 or 5 stars from each brand always intertwine with other stuff. Like, especially between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. My hair is on my neck back and I don't like it. Between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, it just be like, especially after Royal Rumble, because then it's like, who's gonna face who for WrestleMania, and then they be at each other's thing, especially if the one person decides for one brand to challenge the person from another brand. So, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I want to see the girls' matches. I can't wait to see how that ends up. And I got to figure out what time it's going to start, because I hate that. I understand it's Sunday football and stuff like that, but even before football season, like, I hate that y'all play stuff Sunday night. Like, I can't get with it. So y'all pray for me, okay? Because I'm gonna try to watch my 2 football games and then have it. And I'm a basketball girly. Like I said before, I taught my son how to shoot. He plays basketball. He plays point. I wanted to be in the WNBA. So, like, for me, fanning out, it's not musicians. Like I said before, it's like old WWE stars, NBA, WNBA stars. Like, that's how much of a basketball girly I am. So now basketball season has started. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna try to watch NXT, Halloween Havoc, but it's so many sports going on right now. As long as my team stays in the running to be in the playoffs, I'm good with that. But basketball season has started, so I don't know if I'm gonna catch the whole thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it later. Thank God for Peacock. Anyways, have a good night. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.